The time has come to crown our champion of the MSFC, and only 3 teams have made it to this point with a chance to win it all. The Underdogs. The Icy Hots season highlights include wins from Vertigo at the Lair of Legends and Nova at the Skylight Speedway. But in the last race at MSFC circuit, Nova was unable to hold under the pressure, and a disastrous 9th place finish was only just barely good enough to keep the team in contention. Their season rests in Vertigo's hands. Needing a win, can they pull it off? The surprise. Klaus came into this season with expectations that they would be an average team, but they have shocked everybody, scoring 2 wins and 2 runner-up finishes, and they currently sit just 8 points back of the leaders. On top of that, they get to send their ace to the track today. Bedlam has won 2 races at the Detroit Derby and Electra Expressway and finished second at Shroudwater Bay. Bedlam might need a 3rd win today. Can they lead Klaus to the most incredible of Cinderella championships? The favorite. The Pantheon have kicked it into a new gear in the second half. Since the 6 races of the season at Camo Camp Grand Prix, they have won half of the races, 2 by Alfa and 1 in the last race by Icon. With Alfa heading to the track today, needing a 3rd place finish to clinch the title, and also having a chance at the Racer Championship, will their superstar finish their title run off? Welcome to the finale of the MSFC. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you here to Forest Park for the finale of the MSFC. Kicking us off is our host, the Shadow Hunters, and racing for them today is Jinsu. But after Jinsu goes, for the special occasion of the finale, we will go in reverse championship order. So we will start with the Motown Madness and end with the Pantheon. Taking the inside at the first split is Jinsu. Down the long straightaway. Then the speed boost into the bank turn. Through the hairpin, approaching the end of the second sector. 12.42 through the first sector. And 22.14 through the second. Through the second set of S's. And Jinsu across the line at a 30.21. That will be the time to beat. Next up is Zorro of the Motown Madness. It has been a tough season, trying to end it on a high note. Zorro has been their better racer, but inconsistency has plagued Zorro, and unfortunate consistency has plagued Ant. Zorro takes the outside at the first sector, but it doesn't seem to pay off. 1.1 seconds back through the first sector. Trying to pick up speed through the second sector, and they are. Zorro purple through the second sector and a 10th ahead. Trying to keep that momentum up, but seemingly stalling out. This is going to be close. Just behind. 30.51. Next up is Jinx of the Camo Hiders. The Camo Hiders got off to a good start, but it has been very tough for them lately. They also opt for the inside at the split, but looking very slow through the first sector. As a matter of fact, they also lost just over a second through the first sector. Can they make up any of that speed? Does not look like it. 1.1 back through the second sector. Looking better here. Jinx across the line, a purple third sector, but it's still not enough to catch up to the other two marbles, a 31-3-4. Next up is Eclipse of the Starry Sky, and while Blink has largely figured things out in the second half, 2 second-place finishes and a 4th-place finish, Eclipse, their struggles have continued all year long, taking the outside at the first split. Looking pretty good through the first sector, actually. Green through the first sector, a fifth of a half a second ahead, but can they keep up that pace? It does not look like it. Falling a bit behind through the second sector. This is still going to be a decent time trying to keep up the speed. Can they take this top spot? No. They'll slide into 3rd place with a 30.66. These times are very close to each other. Next up, a team that has been sneakily competitive in the second half, the Iron Brotherhood going with Tartarus today. They still have a very good chance, if Tartarus can do well today, of finishing in the top half overall, which would have been unthinkable at the beginning of the year. They were in the cellar with the Motown Madness for a bit, but they have been surging in the second half. And green through the first sector is Tartarus, trying to keep that momentum up and doing a good job of it. Still green and almost a second ahead through the second sector. Will Tartarus reset the time to beat? Yes, they will. 29.62, the first time in the 20s. Tartarus takes the top spot. Now the final team in the bottom half of the standings, the Night Raid, Magnum for them today. And it has been a tough second half for the Night Raid as a team, but they can still finish in the top half with a good performance today. Magnum takes the inside at the first split. It's been interesting to see which side of the split marbles are taking. Some of them prefer to do the most basic thing and take the outside. Some take the inside to try to carry more momentum. Magnum green through the second sector, just barely, about a 10th. This is going to be very close. Across the line, and they do take the top spot away from Tartarus, 29.25. Magnum moves to the top. Next up is Zix of the Wyvern Rumble, and they have very much been the number 2 racer on the Wyvern Rumble this season. While Black Rose has soared this season, Zix has flopped for the most part, been well below average this season, and still looking for their first medal. Black Rose, it seems unlikely that they will win the Racer Championship with their last performance at Sodsevsa, but it still is very possible and probably probable that they will be on the overall podium. Zix green through the first sector, but falling behind in the second sector. Can they get some momentum here in the third? They will not be one of the top racers. 30.39. That will slot them into 4th place. Next up is Electra, and Electra has also been the 2 racer on their team this season. Hawk has been a very surprising competitor for Team Fire, has been very consistent, and outside of their first race of the season, scoring a win at Circus Circuit and finishing second at Sodsevsa last week. Electra, purple through the first sector. Her best finish of the season came at the Camo Camp Grand Prix, where she finished second, but looking slow here in the second sector. Lost about a second. But a good third sector can still salvage a good time. And I believe they will be in the 20s, just barely missing that, but still not a bad time, 30.04. That will slot comfortably into 3rd place. And by the way, while they are not eligible, Team Fire and this team, the Moon Melodies, racing Defiant today, can still finish on the overall podium. And for the Moon Melodies, this has to be so painful. Got off to such an incredible start. We're the team to beat in the first half, but they have been struggling ever since. Defiant green through the first sector and doing a good job of keeping that momentum up. Still green through sector 2. They still have something to race for. An overall podium is still an incredible accomplishment, and Defiant's going to move to the top spot with a 28.79. That is huge. And by the way, that means that Defiant is locked into the battle for pole. Now up is Vertigo, the first of the 3 championship-eligible teams, the Icy Hots. Vertigo takes the inside of the split. They need a miracle. They need to win, and they need the Pantheon to struggle mightily. Vertigo very close with Defiant through the first sector. Trying to keep that momentum going. Seems like a pretty good lap. Just 4/10 back through the second sector. And looking quick here through the third. This is going to be close. Vertigo across the line. The vet steps up, just barely missing out on the top spot with a 28-7. They tied! Oh my goodness! Vertigo and Defiant, both of them 28.79, identical laps. The only way to solve that tiebreaker, the Icy Hots ahead and Vertigo ahead in the individual standings, so Vertigo carries that tiebreaker. That is a first. I guess you see something new every day. A literal tie in qualifying. And next up is Bedlam. Klaus just 8 points back there in a much more favorable position than the Icy Hots. Can the rookie phenom step up when it matters most? What an incredible season they've had. Bedlam. Purple through the first sector. Trying to step up once again for Klaus. They have been almost untouchable when they're on this season. Purple through the second sector. The rookie stepping up. Bedlam across the line, and they take the top spot by a good margin. 27-8-2. Bedlam, they needed it. They got it. And lastly, Alfa. And if you're Alfa, are you perhaps feeling the pressure? Both of your championship competition just put together fantastic lap times. Alfa was for the inside at the first split, but not looking very quick through the first sector. How will the time shake out? Not well at all. Alfa lost a second and a half in the first sector. Trying to carry some more speed through the second half of the lap. Are you kidding me? What is going on? Alfa, they've had some qualifying woes, but nothing like this. Alfa, 31-5-1. Oh my goodness, that's last. Are you kidding me? The door has been sent wide open. Alfa, at the worst time, they qualified poorly at Shroudwater Bay, but this is the first time it's been this bad. A killer. Here we go, the battle for pole, and this is a crucial point for both Vertigo and Bedlam. This one bonus point for pole could potentially mean the difference between success and failure, and for Vertigo, that is huge. Off to a very strong start through the first sector. Magnum in second, Bedlam in third, and a distant fourth is Defiant. And Defiant still has something to race for. They can still be on the overall podium, although with where Vertigo is right now, that becomes a lot more tricky. White flag in the air for Vertigo, and if Vertigo does win this pole position, that means that they can afford for the Pantheon to finish 11th, and still, with a win, they would be your champions. And looking good through the first sector. Magnum still in second, Defiant closing in on Bedlam, but it seems pretty clear who's going to take home this pole spot. Vertigo stepping up when the Icy Hots needed them to the most. Through the S's for the final time, they will win pole, but there is still a lot of work for them to do if they want to be champions. And Bedlam loses out on third place. Defiant is going to finish third for qualifying. Magnum will start on the front row next to Vertigo. Good luck.